So then we have macronutrients, okay? Protein is king, so we're going to get a little bit more into protein. This will kind of help answer your question just a little bit more. So what makes up macronutrients is protein, carbs, and fats. This is what makes up calories. Protein is the most important and is the building block of muscle, okay? So this one also has the highest thermogenesis effect of food, meaning it burns the most calories when breaking down the food. So that's why you see people off high protein diets say that they get more results, because it is 100% proven that again, that protein takes more energy to break it down. So by day it means nothing, but think about it like this. Think about the bird's eye view, but by month. Someone who is on a carb diet versus someone on a higher protein diet, think of it in a month or think of it in a year. That adds up. That could be a lot more calories burned for that year because they are taking in more protein. And again, we do know protein, just to break it down, actually burns more calories. Cool. All this is super important when you have any form of resistance training in your program. Meaning that we kind of already hit on this, so I'll keep it brief. But ideally, I think a lot of times it's important to know what we're doing when we are picking up a weight. So if you do get close to failure, and so what you're doing is you are stressing that tissue. Let's use a bicep, for example. But you're actually stressing those muscle fibers to where you're tearing them, essentially, and you're tearing those cells and those fibers to where more cells and fibers actually grow back bigger and stronger. And that's where you get, aka, more stuff, right? More muscle tissue then starts to be there. But when you are tearing it down, when you're working out, it's actually, you're not growing, right? That's just you tearing it down. But it's the recovery after that for the 24 to 72 hours is really when you're growing, okay? So that means 1 to 3 days is when you're really growing. So with that being said, if you understand that, if protein is the building blocks of muscle, when I'm tearing that tissue down, then if I have protein, that's going to repair that damaged tissue so that I keep kind of getting that adaptation of tearing tissue down. Protein's there in my bloodstream, I can pull to help with the repair process so that I grow bigger and stronger over time. If you don't have the protein there, which if you're just trying to lose weight is fine, because again, maybe not everyone wants to have more muscle mass, but if you do, we know for sure we have that protein to go towards the damaged tissue so that it repairs it, so that you grow back bigger and stronger. This is important. Most studies suggest 0.8 to 1 gram per pound of lean body mass. That is sufficient. This is saying that, like, for example, let's use me. If I weigh 180, I'm not quite that anymore, but say this summer I was 10% body fat, I need to eat around 162 grams of protein that would be 162, is just 1 gram per pound of lean body fat. Does that make sense? Like, do you all know how to do that on like a calculator? So if I got my calculator out and I did 180, say you did any kind of body fat thing, whether it's a smart scale at home or you did it up here, and it says, let's say it says you're 20% body fat, you would just take that 20%, put the decimal point 20, times it by that, it would give you a number, let's say maybe 43, 180 minus 43, that's your lean body mass. Does that make sense? And that's ideally how much protein you want to eat a day. That's going off 1 gram, and then if you wanted to find 0.8, then you could do that. Any questions on that at all? No? Cool. Okay.